How we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. I've got an album review for you, and we're doing something a little different tonight. We're talking about Ryan Sanders' defense against dark arts. Now, I first got into Ryan through an interview he did with my mate Nick's channel, Unwashed, and this was a year or two ago now, and it came out of the anti-lockdown movement, and he was doing different interviews with different people, and I came across Ryan through that channel, and I've been on there a couple of times. I did a couple of music reviews, and Ryan's story really struck a chord with me, and the song that I first took to was "In My Darkest Night," and I've followed him ever since. And he put this album out, and I bought the physical edition last year, and it's different because I didn't review it for the longest time because I just didn't think my audience would take to it, because this is predominantly a rock and metal channel, and I've had a change of heart, and I've got in contact with Ryan recently, and I felt like a bit of a dick for not reviewing it before, but I just thought, where this is predominantly a metal channel, I just thought it would sort of fall on deaf ears. But no one exclusively listens to metal, and everyone likes a little bit of something different now and then. So, and my audience are open-minded, so let's get into it. And who knows, you might be coming to this channel through Ryan, but it's either way. Look, when it all comes down to it, there is only two types of music, good and bad, and this is awesome. So, Ryan is a hip hop artist. He's got that British grit to him, though. So, I'm sounding very old now. I'm feeling very out of touch. But to these ears, I think there's a bit of garage in there. There's a bit of grime. I've got limited knowledge of that music. I would listen to garage as a teenager in my early 20s, but not normally through my own choice. It was through mates going out to clubs. I'd have to put up with garage on the garage nights, and then my other mates would have to put up with the metal on the metal nights. And my mates that didn't like metal would go to the metal nights, because at the end of the metal night they would play Pendulum and Prodigy and stuff like that. So they sort of had to sit through the metal for the first couple of hours and then go with like the sort of heavy dance at the end. So but yeah, a couple of songs here and there. I quite liked the first Streets album, so I guess that's grime. I'll tell you what, I did really like the first Dizzy Rascal album as well, especially the final track on that album. And it was funny because Dizzy Rascal managed to cross over. He would sort of get a pass from the sort of rock audience. He could, someone like sort of hip hop and metal, have always kind of come together over what they had in common. So like with Anthrax and Public Enemy doing a tour, stuff like that, Ice Cube and Korn, and touring together and collaborating. They've always sort of collaborated quite well, and certain artists are able to cross over and sort of get a pass, but others don't. And so it's like famous incidents when like 50 Cent got bottled off the stage at Reading, but Dizzy Rascal played Reading and went down a storm, and funnily enough, I saw Dizzy Rascal. I was at Snowbomb in Austria about 100 years ago, and the headliners were Dizzy Rascal and Biffy Clyro. So yeah, there was that crossover. But anyway, my point I'm making is I think Ryan has got a crossover potential, because a lot of his songs do have guitar samples in them, and I did see clips of him playing a festival. I think it was the Rock for Freedom or something like that, and he did have a live band with him. So, but it's just infectious, big hooks, big choruses, intelligent lyrics that you just memorize, and there's just an energy behind it, and it's become my soundtrack during the gym. This album, it makes you run faster. It makes you lift when you're starting to flag and you've only got a couple. It makes you go that extra one, and yeah, it just gets you pumped. There's obviously as well. Ryan came to faith around the same time I did as well. He's got. I wouldn't say I've got a similar story to him. He's got a pretty heavy story, but I went to the same place and came to the same conclusion. So I've got a, and it was roughly around the same time as well. So that's his story. That's his testament and his story to tell. But I came across Ryan right at the right time, and it's a strong Christian message where, as I've said before, a lot of Christian music it can be corny, and this is said with confidence, with pride, and it's got that rough edge to it. It's not, it's not like sort of sickly sweet. There's like a knowledge that comes with it, and a pondering of staying strong in hard times, and finding inspiration in dark places. And yeah, there's a song like the opening track where it opens with like a little bit of a guitar, that I pray that you keep me wise from the lows and the highs, reveal the truth to my eyes, reveal the truth from the lies. And then he's got the verse he's skewing through like a filter, so and he's spitting, as the kids say. And it's just heavy. This is the thing. Like, I like, the music I listen to, what I'd normally listen to in a gym. I'd normally listen, I would normally listen to the first Hatebreed album, something a bit more groovy and a bit more bouncy, like Stuck Mojo or Seven Dust. I would listen to some death metal in the gym. I mean, a bit of Hate Eternal weren't too bad, with the drums and that. But I found stuff that's a bit more bouncy and a bit more groovy kind of gets you into the thing of it. When it's just, it's hard to get into it as much. Parkway Drive, but predominantly the first Hatebreed album, Sound of Perseverance, and what was the one afterwards? Oh, it is Perseverance, isn't it? So yeah, it's Perseverance, and Satisfaction is the Death of Desire, and I get that same feeling when listening to this, and the song Shook, mate. I would walk to a boxing ring and knock my opponent out if Shook was playing over the tannoy as I did it. That's how you feel. You feel like you can run to the top of a mountain. I cannot be shook by anyone. And then there's sad songs as well, like the second track that I'm gonna have to look up some of these titles because I'm doing it all from memory and there's no track listing on this. But they trust the gov over the ones they love, and I didn't wake you up, I didn't know you were sleeping. Great song, and again based on a guitar riff. So and then there's a really good song as well. I'm terrible with titles, but it's this beautiful little mellow song, and it is just like a prayer, and it's like a quiet, contemplating, almost cozy little song. And Ryan, he's basically saying a prayer through his lyrics, and he's like, Lord God, teach them the way. And it's about it's about, like, I guess it's a bit like it's about the adult industry really, where girls are being led astray and being exploited, and people are chasing material. Yeah, is it False Idols? I think it's False Idols. He did do a video for it as well, but yeah, he's rapping along, and it's just got this nice keyboard out. And that's just it's just this really calm, contemplative song that is in its own self a prayer, and and it's not even just this album. He's been putting out singles before, and when I got the album, I was like, oh, this song's not on it. Song's not on it. So I had to like go on Amazon and buy all these downloads. And yeah, it seems like in this genre of music, they're not too big on physical media. But I implore you, but any music fan, you've got buy physical media, man. Forget Spotify and that. All you're doing is buying access. And you buy a CD once, that's yours forever, and it supports the artist directly. And yeah, just buy physical media, damn it. Go check out Ryan Sanders' page, and I'll put his YouTube channel in the description. Watch some of his videos. He's got really good videos, and look up some of his interviews as well. He's doing a lot of podcasts at the moment, and yeah, this is just it was something different, and it was something that yeah, it just gives me it just gives me a boost whenever I hear it. I feel inspired, and yeah, it's the ultimate gym soundtrack. So what I might do as well, I'll put in his YouTube channel, but I'll also put his Instagram page, because then you can buy a physical copy of the album. But if you're lucky, if you get in quick, I don't know how many, but the there's a limited edition. If you get this album, I mentioned earlier, he's got a bunch of singles as well, and you get them all in a compilation with it. So yeah, I was really, really happy when the CD turned up and this was thrown in with it, because all the songs that I had on download, excuse me, yeah, I've now got, and I'm a bit of a div because I always have to have everything physically, because but what we got on here, In My Darkness, is awesome, and Lead the Way, what's the other one? Here's another one here, that Through the Night is another great song, but there's great songs that again have still to be released, like Brave, For the Brighter Days, We Gotta Be Bold and Brave. That's another one that gives me a big kick. I'll try and remember. My Soul is a amazing song, and what I do, I mean, I've got these, but I've put them on my phone, and I've got all the singles on my phone as well, and I just put play all, so I get a couple of singles, and then we get the album, and then I've got a couple of other singles afterwards, and when I get to those last couple of songs, that's normally when I finish my workout. But yeah, but I implore you as well to go check him out on look for him on podcasts as well, because he's a real interesting character. And I think, look, the best compliment I think any musician can get is, this style of music isn't my go-to style of music. It's not something I normally listen to, but this is, it's totally struck a chord with me. And I think any artist, as I say to Ryan now, if I'm not into this style of music and I love this album, people that are into this style of music must love it, And I remember back in my band days when, we was playing venues that where it would be like Friday night, there's bands on, and the audience, the people that went to these places just went because there was a band playing. They didn't know who was playing. They got what they got. They hated, and it'd be punk, it'd be metal, it'd be this, it'd be that. And yeah, if you hated boy bands and you wanted to go to a place that wasn't a DJ, you went there and you got what you were given, basically. But it was that, but the bands got what they were given as well, and you had to, so you got the captured audience, but you had to win that audience as well. And yeah, that is the best feeling when someone comes up to you and goes, "Listen, I that style you're playing, I hate it," or "It's not my go-to, but I really enjoyed your set. Like, I'm gonna buy a CD," or it isn't something I listen to normally, but I can tell you're good at what you do, and I enjoyed that for what it was, and that's the best compliment I think any artist can give. So it's not my general thing, go-to thing, but I love this, and I'm really looking forward to him making another album, and seeing how he develops as an artist, definitely, because I think this guy's got tons of potential. He's I looked into it as well. It's not just the rapping, it's the music. He produces it himself. He's talented, So yeah, check out Ryan Sanders. And yeah, I think that's about it. So let us know in the comments what you think. If you're a Ryan fan, have you heard this album? Let me know what your favourite song is. But if you are new to him, his YouTube channel and his Instagram are in the description below. And check him out and give him support. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.